Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the astrology stars come together to help you. Now, 2022 will be a different year than 2021, but there still are some critical days that you need to know about because they can affect your love, your money, and your career. So let's take a closer look at some of the important days in 2022. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. The tarot card for the first quarter is the Death card, which represents death and the possibility of resurrection. The tarot card for the second quarter is the Magician, which represents spiritual power being used on the earth plane for creation. The tarot card for the third quarter is the Seven of Cups, which represents misrepresentation, confusion, and temptation. The tarot card for the fourth quarter is the Wheel of Fortune, which represents a new cycle with new potential in the spiritual continuity behind the ever-changing world. Pisces, the tarot card for the first quarter and overshadowing the whole year, is the Death card. The Death card represents not only death, but the possibility of rebirth and renewal. It can also represent revolution and may be very apropos, since Pluto, the planet of death and resurrection, will return to the exact degree it was at the birth of the United States of America. Now, this will represent a purging of people who have abused power and beliefs that are false. So there is hope for a better future. So as we look down into the astrology, the year begins with 4 planets in Capricorn and your 11th house of associates. And since Venus is retrograde and conjunct Pluto, this is the perfect time to reevaluate how much energy you give to the world. So adjust your group responsibilities. Mercury will go retrograde on the 14th, suggesting a need for care with behind-the-scenes conversations. And Uranus turns direct in your 3rd house on the 18th, suggesting you need to learn new technology. An unexpected trip may be on the horizon. February begins with the Sun, Moon, and Saturn all conjunct in your 12th house, which may bring a sense of seriousness to your spiritual awareness. So listen carefully to your dreams and your intuitions. And Mercury and Venus, both direct, may help eliminate any misunderstandings in group situations. As we move to March, it begins with a new moon conjunct Jupiter in your 1st house, bringing luck and opportunity through your personal efforts. And this is a really good time to make any changes to the way you express yourself. So take communication seriously, though, because Saturn and Mercury will be together in the first week. Now, as we move to the second quarter, the card for the second quarter is the Magician. Now, this represents the ability to use all the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, in the act of creation. So this is a very dynamic energy and suggests that what has been purged will make way for an energy that is much more constructive and creative. It also suggests that there is a spiritual power that is being used on the earth plane. And this would coincide with Jupiter going into the sign of Aries, so moving from Pisces into Aries. And that's a really good energy. So as we look into the astrology, April begins as Venus is entering Pisces and your 1st house. Now that's the house of personality. It's a positive influence and it can help you express yourself and let other people feel your compassion. That'll win them over. Jupiter will conjunct Neptune on the 12th. And this also will bring more psychic abilities to you and more sensitivity. So allow yourself to feel the energies that are around you. And you may feel that there's a higher spiritual calling coming to you. The new moon ends between the end of April and the beginning of May with a powerful boost of energy in the third house. Now, the third house is the house of learning, ideas, and communications. So you may be able to express yourself in a new level of creativity that can enhance your ability to communicate. But Mercury will go retrograde on the 10th, and Jupiter will enter Aries at the same time. And people may be too independent for career or spiritual commitments. So right after that, there is a total lunar eclipse on the 16th, and that warns that your ambitions may be sparked by passionate beliefs. So be careful. Don't let yourself go. As we get into June, it may settle down as Mercury will go direct and Saturn will go retrograde in your house of limitations. So recharge your batteries. Know what you need to heal in yourself. And the rest of the month has Venus and Mercury both in Gemini, and that will make your career and status a priority for you. So communications become really, really important. The card for the third quarter is the Seven of Cups. Now, this card represents confusion and temptation. In the real world, it can be associated with misinformation or not being able to clearly understand the choices that are in front of a person. The challenge becomes making wise decisions and not being swayed by misinformation or by your own emotions. So as we look down into the astrology, July will be a busy month as 4 planets make changes. Week 1 has Mars down in your 3rd house, urging you to be precise in your communication. Mercury in the 5th house will try to bring you some more creativity and a romantic flair. So look for some romance. Woo! The 3rd week, Venus will also bring luck in creative or romantic ventures. That's a double whammy. And then Mercury will move up into the 6th house, and this can help you focus on your details and the communications that you have to do at work. On the 28th, Jupiter goes retrograde, so reevaluate what you need in your partnerships, and that's going to be very important because that's a real important part of your life. As we go into August, there is a similar pattern as Mercury will move into the 7th house, and this will help you, sort of communicate better with partners and with the public in general. And Venus will be in the 6th house on the 11th, and that can attract an opportunity for advancement at work or maybe a chance to make a little extra money. Mars down in the 4th house wants you to focus on security and family. And on the 24th, Uranus is going to be going retrograde in the 3rd house. So again, it's important to be careful in communications and in travel. And then September becomes easier as Venus sort of comes down to Earth, and it just makes life a little bit easier to talk to partners. And then Mercury will go retrograde up in the 8th house. So that suggests you clarify your needs and your partner's needs on both an intimate and sensual level. The card for the 4th quarter is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it depicts the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, bringing a sense of spiritual continuity that lies behind the ever-changing nature of the world. is a very positive card and suggests that our fortunes are taking a turn for the better. In fact, you may be feeling that way already, so enjoy the positive cycle of life. So October will begin with Mercury going direct in your 7th house. This can be beneficial for talking with personal and business partners and even signing contracts or taking a trip for work. Pluto will turn direct up in your 11th house, and that happens on the Earth. That allows you to network with people on a much deeper and more powerful level. And then Saturn will turn direct on the 23rd in your 12th house, bringing new opportunities to deal with your deepest fears and inhibitions and prepare for the future. As we go into November, Mars will go retrograde in your 4th house. Now, be careful with family and home things. Measure your words, and that'll keep you out of trouble and you'll feel more secure. Following this, there's a total lunar eclipse on the 8th, and that warns against being influenced by past mistakes. So clear out some emotional baggage. And Jupiter will go direct on the 23rd in your 1st house, and that adds charisma and character to your personality. And make sure you follow your intuition. Now, Venus and Mercury will move up into the 11th house, and that'll help you sell ideas to your associates. But do be a little bit careful with communications and travel, especially with groups, when Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th. Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and this is my story. If you are a spiritual seeker, it may help you on your journey. I believe your spiritual development is as important as your religion. If you look at Christianity, it focuses on the life of Jesus. But Jesus was never a Christian. He was Jewish. If this thought intrigues you, you'll enjoy my new book, Light from Water, Freeing Jesus. It's available on Amazon.com and through fine bookstores. And it may help you on your spiritual journey. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you for listening. And please subscribe because these videos are free, and that's a great price. And they can help you in the coming year. So please take a moment to ring the bell so you can be notified for new videos. And if you want some deeper information, go to my website, ProfessorAstrology.com, and you can find ways to get a transit chart or a natal chart so you know more about you. And I hope that you have a very great year.